One of the first things you should ever be taught about life is that stealing is wrong. It's unfair for the owner of the thing stolen, and it's a one-way ticket to a guilt trip. A young character needing to go through that in a TV show is a common thing, and I could pick any two examples across TV history, but why not compare how the actors portrayed between two action comedy cartoons about superpowered young girls? Welcome to the showdown. In one corner, we have the Powerpuff Girls episode, A Very Special Blossom, and in the other, the My Life as a Teenage Robot episode, Girl of Steel. Both are about the main character stealing an expensive item from a store, then blaming others for their crime on a parent-related celebration. Both are spotty episodes. Neither is up there with the best of their respective series, because of the way the characters behave and stories unfold, quite similarly in fact. I'll start with the earlier of the two, A Very Special Blossom, which aired in 1999. Something you have to know about the name of the episode is that it seems to be referencing very special episodes. Episodes of a sitcom or drama series that are designed to be more mature and serious than usual to really hammer in a moral. And that seems to be what this episode's doing, but I can't tell if it's a parody or an earnest very special episode. But that's only the beginning of what fans don't like about this episode. The story begins the day before Father's Day, and Professor Utonium and the Powerpuff Girls have just finished grocery shopping for liver and onions, apparently the professor's favourite. And after they reminisce over the girls' previous Father's Day gifts, the professor sees a set of golf clubs he really wants, the Pro Excellence 2000, but they cost $2,000. And his behaviour here is really bizarre for this early in the show. Why is he so obsessed with golf all of a sudden? I know he's a dad, but remember in Supervillain when he was singing about how much he loves golf? Because I sure don't. Not wanting to upset him by making another gift out of trash, the girls try to figure out ways of making that kind of money, and they settle on fighting crime like they always do, and after beating Mojo Jojo, who threw a ruckus because a model ship store was out of the parts he needed,
oh, come on!
They go to see the mayor and ask him for the money. I'll be blunt, this is my least favourite part of the episode. The girls have existed for at least a year if they remember the previous year's Father's Day, so that's a lot of crime fighting they've done that's gone unrewarded, and the mayor has a lot of money to spare outside of this dainty purse. And I won't subject you to this, but the mayor screaming for 5 seconds coupled with this reflection of the girls is pretty uncomfortable. At least we get a good line at the end.
Look, I'm no sugar daddy. Those days are over.
So while cleaning up Mojo's mess, Blossom sees the display for the Pro Excellence 2000 was shattered, leaving them out in arm's reach. And fueled by a thought bubble professor's hypnotic gaze, she steals them and presents it to him on Father's Day, leaving Bubbles and Buttercup extremely jealous. They question her, but the professor's still veering far out of character for a hobby we've never seen him do before.
Wait a minute. How in the heck did you get those?
Who cares how she got them?
Did he completely change upon seeing the Pro Excellence 2000? Because he doesn't even like liver and onions anymore. So he goes to the golf club where the mayor and Copper are also playing, and they arrest him without a second thought. Blossom, feeling guilty for the framing, digs herself deeper and blames Mojo at the station. After a battle with her own sisters, she admits to her crime and is sentenced to 200 hours of community service. And that is where the episode ends. It's a little unsatisfying in terms of execution, but the jokes are another thing I come to the Powerpuff Girls for, and this episode has some good ones. Interesting choice to have Mojo build a model ship to remember his dead father by, and that's a long life for an ape. And the animation is good, not great, but you can always tell what's going on and there's always something interesting on screen. But interesting doesn't mean good, and this is one of the most unpopular episodes of the original series for a reason. I don't think it's bad, I've seen far, far worse, but it's still not very special. With that said, how does the My Life as a Teenage Robot episode Girl of Steel look in comparison? Although it aired in 2008, it was made in 2005. And what were teens into at that time? The iPod. Jenny discovers through Brad a brand new music playing device called the Musique, which can make our current iPhones still look pretty good actually.
It takes pictures, it's a phone, a fan, a fax, and a metal polisher.
Ooh.
But they come with a $600 price tag, not as expensive as a set of golf clubs, but still not cheap, especially for a teenager who doesn't have a job. Yet. Even her creator, Dr. Wakeman, isn't of any help, gushing about how everyone should have one, but still telling Jenny to get a job. Good parenting, but still. Unfortunately, Jenny can't hold down a job anywhere in the mall, and this combined with the increasing popularity of the music prompts her to steal a new model at the store while everyone has their back turned. And although she runs away from the mob that's coming after her, I don't think she feels guilty about it at all. She seems happy, in fact, until the music starts playing ironic music.
You plumb stole my heart, you thieving thief. I should lock you in the jail or just knock out your teeth.
I never cared for country.
Wanted. She's on the lam and on the run, she's a wanted.
I know, like Blossom, she hasn't been around for very long, and she stayed in her room for 5 years never talking to anyone, like a teenager, but it's weird to me that a town hero like her has no issue stealing something for herself. But she does feel guilty eventually, and on top of that, has no idea what to do with the music. She can't show it to anyone, and she can't return it because the angry mob's still after her. By sheer coincidence, however, it's Dr. Wakeman's birthday, and she mistakes the box Jenny's keeping it in for a present, immediately accepting the music as a gift. Well, that gets the music off Jenny's hands, but she still has to fool the angry mob by defeating the ruby rocket they think stole it. So she roleplays as it and battles herself, destroying her house and fridge in the process. May I ask, why? She's panicking, I can see that, but how did she think this would solve the problem? And how does it briefly fool the angry mob? They want the music, not Ruby Rocket's destruction. But the mob eventually find Wakeman listening to the music, and Jenny fesses up, but no jail for her, just a job at the music factory, that she's probably going to screw up like the rest of her jobs. The more I talk about this ending, the more it breaks up like digested food. Girl of Steel starts out good, but then doesn't know what to do with itself. If there's one thing you can count on with Teenage Robot, is that the episode will be well animated, and in season 3, relatively funny. And Girl of Steel has its share of good jokes. I liked the initial visual gag that results in the creation of Ruby Rocket, and the ironic songs Jenny listens to is a little been there, done that of a joke for me, but making the songs different genres was a neat touch. Really, the funniest joke here is all the things the music can seemingly do. It seems all too convenient to have it all on one device, doesn't it? But there were also some jokes that I didn't like very much. There's a running gag that involves Tuck collecting box tops to win a free music, and at first it's drawn out and repetitive, and then apparently Tuck's fighting with the music people over it, and he sneaks into a factory at the end with no box tops in sight. I don't think Tuck got that much worse over time, but I can see this sort of usage of his character being an issue for some people. So between the two, I think both episodes are just okay. Their hearts are in the right place, but the endings seem like they're rushed, with the pressure of stealing being the only thing they want to convey across all 11 minutes. But of the two episodes, I like Girl of Steel more. I found a very special Blossom to be a little too heavy-handed, and it didn't play to the Powerpuff Girls' strengths as a show. In Girl of Steel, at least the stolen item relates more to Jenny, and her actions are more in line with how a teenager would handle the situation. Arguably for the worse though. Let me know which episode you would rather see thrown in the slammer, or which one you would pay an arcade employee's salary for. Goodbye for now.